England is a country full of history, traditions, and secrets that often go unnoticed. From its ancient cities to its lush green landscapes and unique customs, England holds curiosities that make it fascinating for anyone who visits or studies it. When people think of England, many think of royalty, castles, afternoon tea, or Big Ben, but there is much more behind these iconic symbols. What's interesting is that this country blends the old with the modern, the traditional with the eccentric, creating an identity that has influenced the world for centuries. To start, England is famous for its ever-changing weather. There's a common joke that says, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. This variability has shaped both its architecture and culture. Red brick houses with steep roofs are designed to withstand frequent rain and strong winds, while umbrellas and raincoats have become almost essential accessories for the English. The curious thing is that, despite the grey and rainy reputation, England's landscapes are lush and green, inspiring poets, writers, and artists for generations. Speaking of history, England boasts one of the oldest and most famous monarchies in the world. From Henry VIII to Queen Elizabeth II, English monarchs have left an indelible mark on history, politics, and culture. The interesting part is that, even though the monarchy is mostly symbolic today, its traditions, ceremonies, and palaces attract millions of visitors every year, becoming a cultural and tourist heritage of global significance. Another fascinating fact is that England has been the birthplace of inventions and discoveries that changed the world. From the steam engine to the internal combustion engine, the telephone, and penicillin, many innovations we take for granted originated here. England also led the Industrial Revolution, transforming not only its own economy and society but also influencing the entire globe. Literature is another English pride. Writers like William Shakespeare, Jane Austen, Charles Dickens, and J.K. Rowling have left legacies that transcend generations. The curious thing is that Shakespeare's plays are still performed worldwide, while Harry Potter's stories have turned places like London and Edinburgh into pilgrimage destinations for fans. Transportation in England also has interesting details. London, the capital, is home to the oldest underground railway in the world, inaugurated in 1863. Known as the Tube, this system inspired the creation of subways in cities around the globe. England was also a pioneer in building modern railways, connecting cities and transforming mobility during the 19th century. And we can't talk about England without mentioning its cuisine, which is sometimes quirky and peculiar. Dishes like fish and chips, full English breakfast, and tea with biscuits are part of the national identity. What's fascinating is that, while some criticize English food as simple, every dish has history. Fish and chips, for example, emerged as affordable, quick meals for urban workers during the Victorian era. England's castles and historic monuments are full of secrets. The country is dotted with medieval fortresses, palaces, and ruins dating back centuries. Some, like Windsor Castle or the Tower of London, have stories full of intrigue, famous prisoners, and hidden treasures. The Tower of London, besides being a palace and fortress, was also a prison and execution site, becoming a symbol of the country's power and history. Another curiosity is England's unique traditions. The changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace follows an exact protocol and draws tourists from all over the world. Festivals like Guy Fawkes Night, celebrated with bonfires and fireworks, commemorate a failed plot from the 17th century. These events reflect England's rich history and the quirky side of its cultural heritage. Sports play a major role in English life. England is considered the birthplace of modern football, and cities like Manchester, Liverpool, and London have some of the world's most famous clubs. But the country is also pioneering in tennis, cricket, and rugby. The curious thing is that many of these traditions have spread worldwide, extending England's cultural influence far beyond its borders. English music has also had a global impact. Bands and artists like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Queen, and Adele have brought English culture to every corner of the planet. What's remarkable is that, although many of these artists emerged in the 60s and 70s, their influence remains, and cities like Liverpool have become pilgrimage destinations for music lovers. England also has unique architectural curiosities. Stonehenge, the mysterious stone circle in Wiltshire, continues to intrigue scientists and historians. Some believe it was an astronomical observatory, while others see it as a ceremonial site for ancient tribes. The fascinating thing is that, thousands of years later, it still inspires awe and wonder. Furthermore, England is home to historic university towns. Oxford and Cambridge are not only globally recognized academic centers but also places full of curious traditions, like intercollegiate competitions and rituals that have continued for centuries. The interesting thing is that many of their historic buildings are still used for modern education, blending the old with the contemporary. Even everyday English transport has its iconic features, like the double-decker red buses and black cabs in London. These, along with red telephone boxes and postboxes, are not just functional, they are symbols of English culture and history. What's truly remarkable about England is how it combines tradition with modernity. Walking through the streets, one can see historic buildings alongside modern cafes, shops, and technology centers. This mix makes England a country that never ceases to surprise, where every corner has stories, secrets, and curiosities waiting to be discovered. Because England is not just about royalty, tea, or green landscapes. It is a country full of history, inventions, culture, music, and unique traditions that have influenced the world and continue to fascinate anyone who explores it. Finally, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you won't miss any videos like this one.